Let's begin with the tragic loss of life in Marakwet East, where flash floods and resultant mudslides have left 22 people dead. Scores are still missing as a search and rescue operation remains underway. The government has confirmed that more than 30 people are still unaccounted for, with their families reporting them as missing. Most areas affected by the landslide are still inaccessible by road, making rescue efforts difficult. We're now joined by our reporter Steve Keter, who's live on location. Keter, what more can you tell us and how is the situation looking like?
Yes, good afternoon, Ellen. I am at a place called Sambirir on our way to Chesongoch. Sambirir is one of the places that was affected by yesterday's landslide. This is part of it is an uphill as we gone down the lowlands of Chesongoch. So 2 people lost their lives in this particular location of Sambirir, but the magnitude of the magnitude of the landslide was felt more on the lowlands areas, that is of Chesongoch. That is where we are heading now, but we are still experiencing a bit of challenges to access the area because part of the roads have been cut off due to as it continues, because it's still raining on the uphill. There are still some mudslides, some sludge that come to the road, so it takes time for bulldozers and other equipment to try and clear the road so that we can be able to go down to Chesongoch to see how the rescue operations is ongoing. Today, the government said that more response units specialized in such operations have been deployed to Chesongoch to try to find more people, because as at now, as at this morning, 29 people are yet to be accounted for. So there are teams that have already headed there from the Kenya Defence Forces, from the police, from Red Cross, and other medical officers who have gone there just to try and to locate those people who, as at now, cannot be accounted for. And as today's morning, the death toll had risen to 22. Yesterday it was 21, but it seems one more person was found dead by today's morning. So the death toll is at 22. But speaking earlier to the Cabinet Secretary for Interior, Kipchumba Murkomen, who is heading the operation, he said that they still have hope of getting some people alive, although time is running out. But they say that they are going to try as much as possible to be able to rescue as many people as they can, and even. This is he had several of his colleagues from the cabinet, and they have flown down there. So we are going to catch up with them. But earlier, this is what they had to say.
A harrowing case of mass wasting on November 1st, triggered by heavy downpour, has painted a grim picture of death, despair and displacement in Embobut, Endo and Sambiri wards of Elgeyo Marakwet East. The whole government has shifted its attention to address the deadly impact of the deluge of misery, the latest update revealing that more people have succumbed.
So far, those who have unfortunately passed on are 22. We have 29 missing persons. And so you could see when we were here, some 2 people have been brought on board. The number still remains to be 25. 4 people are critically injured, being 3 adults and 1 child.
The government of Kenya is going to pay all the hospital bills for those who have lost their lives, the families who are grieving. The government of Kenya is going to stand with all these families who are grieving at the moment to ensure we have a proper and decent send-off.
A day after the catastrophe, rescue operations are ongoing, led by a multi-agency team under the Ministry of Interior and National Administration, alongside other state departments, the Kenya Defence Forces and the Kenya Red Cross. The ongoing national examination KIPSEA and KEJSEA have since been interrupted, with the government announcing measures to ensure affected learners are not left behind.
The tragedy has disrupted the ongoing exams. However, the government, through the Ministry of Education, has organized for the exams to continue uninterrupted. We just had a conversation with CS Ogamba and the CEO of Kenya National Examination Council. For the affected schools, the exams will be airlifted, and for the one student whose left hand has been injured, they will be able to do the exam in hospital upon proper arrangement. Already the exams yesterday are in the containers, and there is one standby helicopter here in Eldoret.
Residents living around flood-prone areas have been urged to remain vigilant, even as the government acknowledges citizen and organizational support to the affected families.
The entire Kerio Valley is actually under threat as it continues to rain, all the way from these sides of Baringo, Keio side, Marakwet, West Pokot. There's always danger of landslides. And I think that our Ngao officers, our county commissioners, the regional commissioner is well briefed to make sure that we give out early warning and an alert to everybody to go to safe grounds. And if we work...
I want to say that as a county, we are humbled by the support. My colleagues are here, the governors from Nandi, the governors from Wasingishu, and I would also want to add that even the governor from West Pokot sent ambulances because we could not access the region yesterday. He had to send ambulances again from the other part. We have been in touch with Governor Baringo, and also other governors across the country have got in touch, and they will be doing their support in various ways.
Across the scarred slopes of Elgeyo Marakwet East, rescuers dig through layers of mud and debris in search of loved ones swept away by nature's fury. Homes lie buried, infrastructure destroyed, a community always vibrant, now grappling with the grief and uncertainty. Laban Shaban, NTV.
Now from here, we are heading down to Chesongoch to witness the second day of the rescue operations. And as we have also been informed, the relief program is going on. The government is trying, and other well-wishers and partners is trying to just come to the rescue in terms of food and also items for the families that has been affected by these landslides. So we are heading there, and later in our bulletins, we'll be able to file what we'll be able to get there. Now back to you, Helen.
Thank you so much, Steve Carter. Such unfortunate news there. Our condolences to all the affected families. Further in, the government spokesperson has further said that the government remains committed to ensuring those injured receive care and support that they deserve. 21 individuals, 14 adults and 7 children are currently hospitalized and receiving treatment at MTRH. Isaac Maura has further said that 2 more patients have been airlifted to MTRH and 2 more bodies have been transferred to MTRH. Relief items are still being distributed to the displaced families. Further on to education, the government spokesperson has said this tragedy has disrupted the ongoing exams. However, the government, through the Ministry of Education, has organized for the exams to continue uninterrupted. For the affected schools, the exams will be airlifted for the one student whose left hand was injured and will do the exam in the hospital. Again, our condolences to all the affected families.